Hey guys, it's Leah, and today we're going to be talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I had the opportunity to see it last night on the 14th, and let me just say, I have a lot of things to get out. So while this video won't contain any huge spoilers or big plot points, I will be saying a few different things that happen throughout the story. So if you don't want to know anything at all about this film, I would suggest you watch it and then come back. Alright, so the first thing I want to say is I waited 2 years for Luke to just take the lightsaber from Rey and toss it over his shoulder. What was up with that? I was a little disappointed. I don't know what else they could have done that would have been better, but I'm just saying that was a little strange. And the second thing that I want to get out right away is this is no Empire. This is no The Empire Strikes Back. A lot of people were saying that this movie would be the new Empire, it was better, or just as good as. It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually really enjoyed this movie, but comparing it to Empire, it's just not, unfortunately. So I think that the best thing in this movie was just the most striking images. The cinematography in this film was out of this world. Rian Johnson and Steve Yedlin, I believe his name is, the cinematographer for this. Just the contrast between the colors, like the white stormtroopers, for example, and they would do the darkness in the rest of the set. It was absolutely amazing, and they did it without losing color. Sometimes it's so hard to do someone dressed in all black, like Kylo Ren, for example, against a dark background. There is no contrast, and a lot of times you lose a lot of that color. It was breathtaking. It was absolutely amazing. I think that's my favorite part of this film. Is just the cinematography in general. It was gorgeous. Another thing that was really amazing was the battle scenes and the fight scenes. They were choreographed really well. They went with the music score. They paid so much attention. Overall, structurally, I think that they paid so much attention to this movie, and its overall structure. That was the most amazing part of this movie, honestly, was the cinematography, the choreography, and the score. For example, there was this scene where they used silence to their advantage. There was complete silence, not only in the film, but in the theater as well. And a lot of times when people use complete silence, it draws on your emotions more, your senses are heightened, you're paying more attention with your eyes and your other senses than with your ears, so I really liked that choice. And I love how they incorporated, as usual, themes from the original trilogy. Something that was weird, though, I was not expecting so much humor. It's not that the jokes were bad, don't get me wrong. I actually laughed at all the jokes. It's not like they were overdone, really bad jokes. I just don't think that it fit the overall tone of the film, and it was not something that I was expecting in a Star Wars film. I mean, I know sometimes that there's a few jokes here and there, but this was actually almost borderline comedy, so I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I feel like it was such a serious film that they could have done without a lot of the jokes. Another thing is I'm still really confused about Snoke. Were we not supposed to get a backstory, or was he not supposed to be super powerful, amazing Sith Lord or something like that? Was I missing something? We didn't get anything. I still don't know who he is. I still don't know what he does. I still don't know other than the fact that he uses Force lightning and mind control. I honestly am just as confused. They were so vague about Snoke, and they made it sound like this was the big tell-all on him. So I'm kind of disappointed on the way that went and the route that they chose to represent Snoke in. We obviously, they didn't tie it into episode 6 and how this guy Snoke was around the entire time and nobody knew, so I don't really like that they didn't choose to go into that. I definitely think that there was a lot of issues within the plot itself There was so many side missions. Not that I didn't like the side missions, there just didn't really seem to be a point in a lot of them. The film seems to end the same way, whether Finn and Rose did all those side missions or not. So I kind of feel like they didn't really know what to do with Finn, so they kind of wrote him this whole separate, like, side mission, and it seemed to take away screen time from some of the other great things that this film did. Another issue that I had was the CGI Yoda. I could see that they were trying to make him look like the Yoda in the original films, the original trilogy, but it was a little weird. It was a little strange. I didn't really like him that much. He was a little weird, but I still loved seeing Yoda. And the last big issue that I had is, yes, we know that Leia is force sensitive, and I like that we were able to see her and her force sensitivity a little bit, but come on. Leia floating through space in an evening gown? No. I'm sorry, but no. Like, honestly, when I saw that point in the movie, I was so disappointed. Like, I couldn't get over it. It's something that stands out in my mind. It seems absolutely ridiculous. I feel like there's going to be memes all over the internet of it. It was just so strange. So, that being said, I did really enjoy the film. It wasn't until I got home and I started thinking about it that I was like, some things don't make sense, some things don't add up. But overall, it was definitely better than Force Awakens in my opinion. It made me like the character Rey a lot more, and I definitely like Kylo a lot more than I originally did. Some of their use of characters and characterization was very questionable. I'm definitely going to go see this movie again just to kind of get my final thoughts out on it. But you know what? My first initial feelings when I was in the theater is this is a beautifully shot movie. It was really exciting action and battle scenes, and I actually really enjoyed it. My thoughts afterwards were some things are very questionable, but I haven't made my final decision yet. So leave comments below if you guys have seen it, and as always, give a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.